Hello everyone, welcome to this new moon pick a card reading. Now this new moon is in the sign of Cancer and it's on the 17th or the 18th of July, just depending on where you are in the world. Now this new moon is going to bring us the energies of sensitivity, nurturing and also self-protection. And that's why Cancer is the crab, it has that shell for self-protection. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, so it is very comfortable in this sign. At this new moon, pay attention to the energy that you'll be making your new moon intentions and wishes with. Is this a space energy of nurturing, caring, supporting your feminine, regardless of whether you're a male or a female? Or will you be setting your wishes and intentions from an energy of wanting to protect yourself or escape life or others? So this is that protective energy of Cancer. And I think we're going to be called to see our intentions, our wishes to withdraw, like to protect ourselves, to build walls. Or is it to go forth and be open and share love and nurture each other, basically? Now, emotions rule Cancer, so they will rise up in you. So this is a wonderful time for allowing that. Allow those emotions to rise up in you so that you can move past them and heal them. Those emotions that are whelming up in you, they are old emotional wounds, and you don't want to be setting your goals or intentions from that space. So allow your emotions to surface and then work through them so that they are not the foundation that you are setting your new moon wishes and goals from. Now, we also want to be placing our wishes and intentions at this time from a place of self-empowerment and self-worth. So Cancer is a sign that can struggle with that. It's very nurturing and sometimes it forgets to nurture itself. Now, you'll probably feel this moon more powerfully as it transits through Cancer, because it is its home, and the moon just naturally plays with our feminine side, our emotions, and so this can be quite a powerful moon for us in that sense. Now, that energy you could look at as a negative, but it's actually a real plus, because it allows us to look at ourselves truthfully if we are open and honest. And so it actually helps us to heal, to feel more empowered, to feel more self-worth, and to be more aligned with our authentic self. Family and loved ones will figure heavily at this new moon, because Cancer is all about family and family life, your home. So making your new moon wishes and intentions with that energy of Cancer, with the home environment, your loved ones. Maybe you're setting intentions to find your soul family or your soul mate. This is the perfect time to do that. So when we set our intentions in alignment with the moon, that's when we're just aligned with the energies that are naturally out there. And so things have a tendency of being in better balance, in better harmony, and so therefore I want to say kind of have a better chance of manifesting, or you have a better chance of bringing those energies to reality. So let's get started, my friends. Okay everyone, we have pole number 1, pole number 2, pole number 3 and pole number 4. So for pole number 1 we've got the picture jasper. For pole number 2 we've got the amethyst. For pole number 3 we've got the aventurine, and for pole number 4 we've got the black obsidian. I'm just going to move these down. So my friends, take your time, select by pile number, by colour of the crystal, by the crystal itself, by just a pile that you feel drawn to. And if you're drawn to more than one pile, please know that there is possibly more than one message, or maybe they tie in together. So just trust your intuition. Pause the video if you need to, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello pole number 1, welcome my friends. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you at this new moon. So we have the 4-week breakdown. We have the Knight of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. We have meditate and contemplate, and it's a time to release negativity. And the overall energy for this reading is speak with loving kindness and transform hereditary pain. That's very, very befitting for a Cancer new moon, or a Cancer full moon, just the Cancer moon. Okay, my friends. So we're going to start with your overall energy, and we have speak with loving kindness. Speak with loving kindness. Words matter. And they do matter. And we can tell ourselves that it's just a word, and the word means nothing if we don't put an intention or a meaning behind it. But because that's the way we communicate, there are meanings and there are intentions behind words. So they have the potential to uplift, and they have the potential to create pain. And I think sometimes being honest and true, I think sometimes we get a little bit confused with that. You know, sometimes people will say, well, look, I'm just brutally honest, if you can't handle the honesty. And I'm always reminded to say to those people, well, I can handle the honesty, but why the brutality? You know, I'm just brutally honest. It's not required. Why not just be honest? And I think this card, pole number 1, is because an emotional moon, the moons in Cancer, this new moon in Cancer, the moons in Cancer tend to be more emotional. They tend to have us, well, we tend to be more emotional at that time. So we tend to sometimes say everything with a little bit more oomph than what was intended. And sometimes we get carried away in our emotions and we don't stop and think about what we're saying. But I feel in your reading, pole number 1, at this new moon, The way that you speak to others and the way you speak to yourself is actually going to come to the forefront. And I feel that you will notice that, and then I feel that there will be a sentiment in you that, oh, that was uncalled for. So you will see it. You will feel that other person's reaction, and maybe they don't bite back. Maybe they say nothing. Maybe they internalize the hurt. But because this moon is in Cancer, Cancer's very intuitive, and you are going to pick up on how you've hurt them. And I really don't think that that was ever your intention. Another way this can go is you might have a conversation with somebody and they retaliate big time. And you are going to be the receiving end of some brutal truths. And I think it's going to mirror to you that these words matter. That what we say and how we say things matters. Because I think there is a sense here with this Six of Cups here. I feel there's a sense that Spirit is calling you to your softer side. The moon is feminine energy, and Cancer is a feminine sign, if you like, regardless of whether you're male or female, but it is just, it embodies nurturing and family. And so Cancer is a feminine side. It's ruled by the moon, which is feminine energy. It embodies feminine energy. And I think we're going to be more receptive on other people, how they feel, how they react, how they respond, how they speak to us even, so how we interact. And I feel there's this sense that the conversations that you have, pole number one, I feel are going to be really big eye-openers. I think they're going to be the catalyst for some change, for some re-evaluating things in your life. And the other overall energy you've got is transform hereditary pain. The past does not bind you. And I think, pole number one, that speak with loving kindness. I think that is what is going to heal this hereditary pain. This is what is going to, it's just going to be the full stop at the end of a journey, at the end of maybe a trauma that's been passed down from generation to generation. Because words can heal, words can damage, and words can heal. And I'm really getting this sense that you're going to see that. I think you're going to see both. You're going to see how words can heal, and you're going to see how words can damage. And you might be at the receiving end of one or the other, and you'll be at the dishing end of one or the other. But I feel that you're really going to see something. We've got this additional energy. We've got meditate and contemplate. Oh, here's trouble. So we've got meditate and contemplate. Oh, he's going to bite my camera. He just wants to be part of it. You're just coming in to be part of it. he just stepped on my actual computer and paused the video. So if you're wondering why I don't have my candles out anymore, this is why. I just never know when they're going to jump up, and I just rather not risk it. Let's see if he'll behave. So we have this meditate and contemplate card, this new moon in Pisces, another water sign. And actually, I just noticed you've got the full moon in Scorpio, so you've got the 3 water signs here. So I think this is just going to really be an emotional time. Like, it's really going to show you how your emotions actually show you things about yourself. Your emotions show you what needs to be healed, what aspect of your past has gotten trapped in you as an emotion. And I feel meditate and contemplate. I feel the more quiet you can be at this new moon, I feel the more you'll be able to see. I think the more information you're going to receive. I think there's a real sense here that you're going to notice things that have probably been done 1,000 times. Like, maybe this person always speaks to you in that manner, or maybe you're suddenly going to realize the tone of voice that you talk to your partner in, or your children in, or anybody else that you come across, and it's really going to change things. And I feel this full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. I think that's what's going. I think that's what's getting healed. This transform hereditary pain. I feel that's what's getting transformed. It's almost this negative reaction or negative interaction with others that I really feel, pole number 1, that you're going to be quite surprised to notice. Like, I feel you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I really speak with a very firm tone when I talk to people. Like, I'm really just no nonsense, and I don't allow for weakness or gentleness or compassion. You might look and realize, oh my gosh, I let people talk to me really badly, and I'm not going to do that anymore, because that shows my lack of self-worth to just let them speak to me like that. And it's not that you retaliate. And the first scenario, it's not that you start beating yourself up. I think you just see it and go, oh, I don't want that anymore. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be at the receiving end of that. Because pole number 1, I think that this is very receptive energy, and I think you are going to feel that energy. And I think when we feel an energy like that, it's even more profound than if somebody just says, don't talk to me like that, or you know, listen to your tone, you're actually being really rude to me, or however it is. But I feel that you're just going to feel the energy. And that's almost where the light globe goes off. That's where you kind of go, oh, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that energy, or I don't want to be dishing out that energy. That's not the energy I want to associate with, regardless of whether you're at the giving end or the receiving end. And I really feel, pole number one, that this has quite a big impact in your life. I really feel that it really changes things for you because of the tarot. So these cards are really, I just feel like this exchange of energy with others. And you know what? Spirit just said to me, sometimes words would not even need to be spoken. Somebody will just look at you a certain way, or you'll see the expression on somebody's face with a look that you give them, and it's going to shock you into awakening, into going, oh, I've hurt that person. And the energy that I'm feeling is one of real, that's not me. And I really think you're going to be really taken back. And it doesn't really matter whether you're at the dishing out end or the receiving end. I think it's going to really surprise you. It's going to really take you back. Now with the tarot, at this new moon, we've got the Knight of Wands. Then at the waxing moon, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So this is as the moon gets bigger. This is very action-driven week. Then we've got the full moon, a time to release, time for forgiveness, and a time of letting go and being grateful. And then we've got the waning moon, which is a more peaceful, gentle, slowing down time before we get to the new moon intentions again. So at this new moon, you've got the Knight of Wands. So at this new moon, you are really being drawn to make wish lists and set intentions with actions that back them up, because your knights are the action court card. They're the ones that take the steps. They're the ones that head towards. They do the action steps. They're not the planning or let's think about it. They're the ones that are out doing it. And so I feel that the intentions that you're setting, the goals and dreams that you're setting them in alignment with your passions, your goals, your dreams, your soul calling, your purpose. But you're going to want to set goals that you can actually take steps on. So these are going to be quite realistic goals and dreams, I feel. And I think that with this step taking, like this action driven card, and the Knight of Wands is quite a fast knight. He's not as fast as the Knight of Swords, but he is very rapid. So once you get on a roll, you're rolling. And I think you're going to see, this is where you're going to see how the way you interact with others actually is part of the manifesting process. It's like you can't do everything on your own. You need others. Others need you. And just because you're in a hurry, or just because you're driven and somebody else is maybe less driven or less in a hurry, kindness matters. And I think, you know, you might be at the receiving end of somebody who is moving faster, or maybe at the receiving end of somebody who's decided, I'm not moving as fast as you, back off. So it's just, you'll realize, pole number one, that this is just, you're coming at something from a very different energy, very different places. You're in a passionate place, on fire, ready to go. The person that you're probably dealing with, the people in your life, maybe it's not their soul calling. Maybe they're not so passionate about it. So for them to be nudged along and pushed along and maybe even shoved along is not going to feel good. And I think you're going to notice that. You might also notice, pole number 1, and I think this is not for all of you, but a small portion, or one person anyway. Just pay attention if there's somebody in your life that every time you get super excited about something, you're about to set off on a new project, and they bring you down. They tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't and you can't. Be mindful of that. So then we go into this waxing moon. Now this is a time when we take action. You're already taking action at the new moon, or you're setting intentions with already a clear intention of how you're going to go about them. And this is the action time. This is a busy week. And there's success. There is achievement. Like whatever you are setting your sights on, the Pentacles is a sign that it's tangible. So it's real. It's doable. And it's a card of independence. So this is kind of showing me, pole number 1, that, you know what, don't rush others. Don't push others, because this is actually something that it's your journey and you can really do this on your own. And Spirit just pulled me up on that to explain. So what Spirit means is you're not doing everything on your own, but your drive and your passion is all that is required to move this forward. The people that you interact with on a daily basis, they've got their part to play, but the success of this outcome is from you, not them. So it's almost like Spirit saying, you know, give them a break, or don't allow their words to slow you down, because it's not about them. And that's something that is really important, because we do sometimes dim our light a little bit when others kind of rain on our parade, if you like, for want of a better word. I think you know what I mean, pole number 1. So I think it's really important who you surround yourself with and the words that are said, whether they're coming out of you or coming out of another. There's really something here that's really important about you taking that into account. Because at the full moon, you've got the 2 of Pentacles. And I think there's going to be some letting go at this full moon. And I think people can let you go. I think, or you'll be letting go of people. But I really feel that it's going to be quite emotional again. But I really feel that this juggling and this understanding is going to make you see how or in what way you're not aligned with some people that are around you. And it can be, you know, you instigating that or them instigating that. Either way, I feel the more you can go with the energies of the full moon, which is forgiveness, release and letting go, and gratefulness, I feel by the following week you'll be in a place of fulfillment and joy. You'll be in a place where things feel like, oh, I can, you know, thank you, because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to explain that. And maybe I was going to say it wrong, because Spirit stopped me and gave me a little metaphor. So imagine kids when they play. If you just go, Yep, off you go play. And you left them to it. They have their own imagination, they have their own, they just play. They, you know, they have a freedom to them and an innocence to them that is really quite beautiful. But if you said play, and then they'll be like, oh, and we're going to go off to the magical castle, and you were like, oh, sorry, magical castles don't exist. You know, you've got a mortgage to pay, so, you know, you probably, not being very bright, you might just have a little apartment, you're not going to have a car. Like, could you imagine just coming in and just always being the realist? The kids would probably just sit there and go, puh, and be completely deflated, wouldn't they? And I mean, that's probably a far-fetched picture, but to show you an example of this energy, I feel that's how you're going to feel, pole number one. You're going to feel by the end of these 4 weeks, and I think you're going to start to notice it throughout the weeks, you're going to feel like, oh, I can just dream again. I can just, there's no limits. There's nobody stopping me or laughing at me. And this couldn't be more beautiful energy leading in to next month's new moon, because the new moon is when you make your wishes and intentions. And I really think, pole number one, that this new moon, you're going to want to make intentions and wishes that you can really act upon. Like, you're going to make them really based in reality, kind of what you want, but also just so that you can be in the doing. Because I feel you've got a nagging voice, or there's a nagging voice around you that really maybe rains on your parade. And if that's not the case, pole number one, maybe look to see if you actually rain on somebody else's parade. Because I really feel, because this energy is coming through for all of you, this Six of Cups, that's just the way I'm seeing it, finally being free, where you don't have somebody bringing reality to your attention every 5 minutes, or your all the reasons why you can't achieve your dreams and goals, or all the reasons why your dreams and goals are silly. And I wouldn't be surprised, pole number one, if those of you that fall into the category where you have the harsh words, where you speak to somebody with real firmness, and I'm wondering if it's like a defense mechanism to get them to back off. Because I think all of you are going to fall into this energy of feeling the freedom to dream again your dreams. And I think that's the hereditary pain that is being healed. This is that hereditary thing that gets transformed. I think it's the ability to look past your limitations, the limitations of the world, and just be open to just fantasize, daydream. Let your imagination have free range, like you did when you were a child, and it feels wonderful. I just get this sense of real freedom. Very interesting message for you, pole number one. It's a learning curve this 4 weeks, this new moon. I think it's going to really bring to your attention what needs to change. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light and blessings, pole number one. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 2. Welcome, my friends, to your new moon reading. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for us. We have the King of Wands. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Seven of Cups. The King of Wands, Two of Wands, Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups. Beautiful. We have communication is key, and a personal issue reaches resolution as additional messages. And we have, as your overall energy for this new moon, we have discover yourself anew, look inside and rise. And we have align with your ideal rhythms, be one with your inner self. Wow. And it doesn't surprise me with these wands here. It doesn't surprise me at all, pole number 2. Now, I'm going to go straight. Oh, sorry, my friends. Let me organize that so you can see each card. That's better. There we go. So, your overall energy is discover yourself anew, look inside and rise. And these colors are actually really beautiful. Purples, a bit of yellows. Very third eye, very crown chakra, very connected to the all that is and to your inner self. And I feel this is going to be your priority. And Spirit's just said to me whether you realize it or not, whether you want to or not. And I feel that you've had quite a journey. I think we all have, but this is your reading, pole number 2. You've had quite a journey of late. And I think it's starting to calm down, or it's calmed down, and now you can feel the energies starting to rev up again, but they're not. You just feel the energies building, but they haven't built up yet. And I think this is Spirit saying, discover yourself anew. It's pole number 2. You have changed so much. And you realize that. You see how you have changed. But I don't think that you realize at what level you've changed. Because it says look inside and rise. This is telling me you see your self-worth, but you don't see all your self-worth. You love yourself, but you don't love yourself completely. Because I think there's an aspect of yourself that has just been opened, come to your realization, or is about to come to your realization, and you need to discover it. And it's going to help you rise. And by rise, I mean find people, places, jobs, things, situations, opportunities that are more aligned with you, that make you happy. Because you've got the other overall energy is aligned with your ideal rhythms, be one with your inner self. Align with your ideal rhythms. And this is understanding. When you can see who you are, all of you, and when I mean all of you, I mean all of yourself. When you can look inside and go, wow, gosh, those lessons have really brought me wisdom that I didn't have before, really brought me knowledge that I didn't have before. And I really react differently to things now. Or I really want different things in my life now. And there's almost like aligning yourself with the energy that you have, where you want to put that energy, how you function now. Because we change. Some of us speed up, some of us slow down. You know, and there's this sense of not staying stuck in how you've always done things, not staying stuck in the old you, and not staying stuck in the way that you've always done things. Be one with your inner self. And we can only be one with our inner self, my friends, when we actually can see our inner self. Like we tap into it, we acknowledge it. Now look at this, the tarot cards here. I mean, these two cards are absolutely stunningly beautiful. In their, I mean the colors, but in what they're saying. This is really all about you looking at you and what you want now, who you are now, and aligning with that. And I feel these wands tells a huge story. The King of Wands is, it's the end of the court card journey. So there's the page, the knight, the queen, and then the king. So at this new moon, you are taking the lessons, the wisdom from your past journeys, the ones that are aligned with your soul calling, your passion, what you love, your purpose. And you're going to make your intentions from that place. From a place of the healed self, I want to say. This King of Wands is actually going to help you to see how you've changed, what you want now, what is the rhythm, how do you align with your ideal rhythms, what are your rhythms. This King of Wands knows what he wants. The Kings for me as well is the King has received everything he needs in order to fulfill his journey. He has the knowledge, he has the ability, the resources to then be of service, to give back. And I feel this King of Wands in your reading pole number 2 is you are turning that wisdom, that knowledge, those resources, the understanding back to yourself. This King of Wands is going to be of service to himself because he can see the changes that he's been through. He embodies his new self. He's discovered himself anew and he embodies that, and therefore he can align with his authentic energies now, with his authentic self now. And the way that he does that is he looks at the past, the experiences, the knowledge, and he's not emotional like the King of Cups, but he has because he's so aligned with his soul journey, his purpose, his calling, he can extract the wisdom from the past and then bring it forward into his future. There's a sense here of, I think the Queen is going to receive from the future, but you're going to spend a bit of time looking at, what do I want? And I think pole number 2, your past holds the key. There's a sense here that these two are beautiful, beautiful cards. This is my most favorite card in all the tarot, the Two of Wands. He's looking towards his horizon. He knows his past journeys count for something. It's almost like this king becomes this Two of Wands. That's the rod that he was holding. The past journey has taught him everything he needs to know in order now to be able to stand and go, right, I'm different. I want different things. So this Two of Wands is asking you, what do you want? The world is your oyster. What do you want? Now the interesting thing is, pole number 2, is your King of Wands is at this new moon where you're setting your intentions and your goals. So you're going to set them with really looking at your past and what you don't want anymore. And I feel it's looking at what you don't want, who you don't want to be anymore, because you know that that person doesn't serve you anymore. That way of doing things or being doesn't serve you. So it's almost looking at your past and what you don't want. That's actually going to guide you to discover yourself anew and realize what you do want. And then the waxing moon is actually the busy time. After you've set your intentions, this is almost the action taking. And I feel that for some of you, it just takes you into another world. It takes you possibly far away from where you previously were, what you previously wanted, what you were previously trying to achieve. It takes you, it might actually take you away from where you were, like as in moving. But there's this, I'm seeing with this Two of Wands, this shift. And it can be a shift of energy, it can be a shift, like a move. But I feel like what you once wanted, it just doesn't, it's not even on your radar anymore. Because you've got the world in your hand. It's like I really feel pole number 2 that there's a sense of you, there's a part of you that is almost saying, I can have anything I want. What do I want? And that doesn't mean that you're going to want everything. But it just suddenly means that this look inside and rise, this leveling up makes you realize that I'm not placing any limits on myself. And then we've got this Queen of Wands energy. And the Queen still aligned with her purpose, her calling, her passions, what she loves. But she's the receptive energy. She knows she will receive what she needs in order to move forward on her goals, her journey, her soul's journey, her calling, her purpose. She knows that she'll receive what she needs in order to fulfill what she loves and her passions. And this is at the full moon. So the full moon is about letting go and releasing. It's about forgiveness and gratitude. And I really feel, pole number 2, that you're going to feel really grateful. I feel like you're sitting in a really good place in all these, in the whole reading. I really feel like there's a level of confidence in you. There's a level of, I know what I want. I know what I'm trying to achieve. And Spirit just said to me, even if you don't know what that looks like yet, some of you might know, some of you literally, the Spirit just said to me, some of you are just going to be, I want to be of service. And that's all you know. But that knowing in you creates just this confidence, just this certainty. And with the Queen of Wands here, just this knowing that what you need will come for you to fulfill your purpose. Because when we're in alignment with our authentic self, things have a way of falling into place. It's not to say that we don't have any more challenges or difficulties, but things just tend to fall into place. We tend to always seem to just receive what we need. Maybe not what we want, maybe not in the way that we thought we needed it, or we're not receiving what we thought we needed. But with hindsight, we'll always see, actually, do you know what? That's even better than how I was hoping it was going to happen. And then at the waning moon, after the week after the full moon, there's this energy of the 7 of Cups. Very different energy. This is the week that we slow down. After the full moon, because the full moon shows us what has worked, what hasn't worked. It helps us to realign. I think with this Queen of Wands here, it's showing that maybe things didn't happen the way you wanted them to, but there was a level of receiving just the same. And I feel it brings you in that week of calm and evaluating where you're at. Are you still headed in the same direction? Is there a pivot or a change of direction that's needed? I feel you're going to have all these options. And I feel with this 7 of Wands, I'm feeling this 7 of Wands really as a very positive card in your reading. I'm seeing it as in you're just going to have clarity on what you want. You might have received things slightly differently than you expected. You're okay with that, because it's almost like you have this bigger picture image in your head. And I think this aligning with your energies, with what is, I really feel that has helped you to understand at what level we co-create with Spirit. And how sometimes just because things don't go 100% according to plan, it doesn't mean that it hasn't turned out as it was supposed to. And you see that, pole number 2. I think you're not only seeing it, I feel that you're embracing it. So with this 7 of Cups, it's generally finding it hard to make a choice because you don't know what to choose. It could be getting caught up in an illusion, the fear of making the wrong choice, having too many options and not being sure of yourself enough to actually make a choice. Sometimes this card shows that you've got choices, but you're choosing to not make a choice. But I don't feel that with your reading at all. I actually feel this 7 of Cups in your reading is almost like saying, I know I'm following my true self. I know I'm in line with my rhythm, my ideal rhythm. I'm at one with my inner self. I've looked inside and I've risen. I know who I am now. I can see how I've changed. And I'm making sure that I'm not trying to hold on to the past me and move into my future with aspects of myself that I've now outgrown. So I feel this is almost like you're standing in front of the options going, okay, Spirit, well, do you know what? I really like this and I really like that, but bring me the best one that is in alignment with me. I feel here you know what you want. You know what you don't. And this alignment with your true, authentic self has got you in a place of real authentic personal power and understanding, that you can actually just say, do you know what? I know I'm in alignment with myself. I know I'm on my soul journey. I can feel the pull for my calling. So I know whatever happens is going to be in alignment with that. So this is how I see it going down. This is how I would like it to go down. But you know what, universe? Bring me what's the best thing for me. Gosh. Pole number 2, when we function from a place like that, not only do we open ourselves up to possibilities, we also open ourselves up to like surprises and everything, but we open ourselves up to trust, to not get caught up in control of how things should go. Now, the additional messages with the Moonology cards, you've got communication is key with the new moon in Gemini. And you know, pole number 2, I really feel this reading is, it's not so much focused on other people in your life. I really feel it's you, your inner self, your soul, spirit, the universe, God. I feel that that's what it's all about. And this is communication with yourself. This is seeing who you are now and who you no longer are. This is honesty about how far you've come, what you might need to heal in order to be able to live your authentic life. And I feel this is communication with spirit as well, with the universe or God or whatever you call the all that is. And I feel there's a sense of trust here. I feel, pole number 2, it's like you've tapped into your soul. And I think there was so much comfort there, or there was just so much wisdom there, that you really trust it. You really trust spirit. You're really listening. And do you know, pole number 2, when we get to that place, it's hard to not listen. And those times where we don't listen, we actually are shown the outcome. Like we actually are, oh, this is the hindsight. I should have listened. I knew I should have listened, but I just kind of went, no, don't worry about it. And you get shown how you should have listened. Look at this blue throat chakra. And this is how, like, your throat chakra is linked to your listening and to your speaking. And speaking, it's linked to your truth, because we speak our truth or we don't speak our truth. So the throat chakra is listening and hearing, listening and speaking, but it's also to do with your truth. And you are really embodying this. This card, it says, full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. And this is a new moon in Cancer. I can't quite, I'll see if I've got it written down. The next full moon is actually going to be in Aquarius. But I feel that at this full moon, where in your reading, this new moon reading here, you've got the Queen of Wands. I really feel that if you have any little lingering doubts within you about what you are capable of or how far you've come, they're just going to go. And I feel like, you know, with the Cancer, the crab, the shell, you know, sometimes Cancer feels it needs to protect its soft bits, because Cancer can be quite emotional and quite sensitive. And it does feel like the natural energy of Cancer does feel it needs to protect itself. And I feel that you're letting that go. I don't think you're building walls around you. If anything, I really feel you're taking those walls down. You're allowing yourself, pole number 2, to be vulnerable. You're allowing yourself to go, yeah, this is me. And if people don't like that, you know you're so aligned with your path and with your authentic self that that's okay. This is look inside and rise. Pole number 2, really feel that's what you've done. I really feel that's what you're doing. So that's still evolving. There's always lessons and there's always, you know, change and growth. But I really feel that you've really leveled up to an extent where the challenges that you'll get will be different, because I think you're just so aware that you're just not going to sweat the small things. You're just not going to let them get under your skin. And I think you're so open about who you are and what you want that I think people around you are just going to be like, oh wow, this is exciting, you're fantastic. Or they're going to be like, oh, I don't understand. But either way, they're not going to trouble you in any way. They'll either be on board or they won't. But the ones that won't be on board don't want to follow you anyway. And the ones that kind of can see what you're trying to do, they're on board and they're the same kind of thing. You know, they're aligned with you. And that's really beautiful energy, because I just feel, pole number 2, you're not dragging any dead wood. You've really lightened your load, and you're really trusting in those synchronicities, in that co-creation of your life with spirit, and that's making all the difference, and you're seeing that more and more. Oh, such an empowering reading, such a self-empowered reading. It's really beautiful, pole number 2, and I just want to say well done, my friends. Well done. Oh, sending you so much love, light and blessings, pole number 2. Have a wonderful new moon, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 3. Welcome, welcome, my friends, to your new moon reading. So let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Magician, the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. We have step out of your comfort zone and expect powerful change. Wow. We have, as the overall energy, we have let your hair down, delight in the gift of play. And we have deepen your concentration, focus and grow into what could be. Wow. These energies are actually a little bit different, aren't they? So let's have a look at what this reading is all about for you, pole number 3. So let's just go through them again. Your overall energy is let your hair down, delight in the gift of play, and deepen your concentration, focus and grow into what could be. Additional messages additional messages with the Moonology cards. We've got step out of your comfort zone and expect powerful change. And the 4-week breakdown, we've got the new moon with the Knight of Cups, the waxing moon with the Magician, the full moon with the 3 of Wands, and the waning moon with the 8 of Cups. So let's start with your overall energy. Actually, Spirit's telling me to read them together, because I did kind of say to Spirit, oh, I don't get these 2 cards together, because let your hair down is be free, be fanciful, be silly, be light, and deepen your concentration has a much heavier energy to it. It's almost like, you know, be aware, be down to earth. You know, this feels a bit frivolous and fun, and this feels a little bit focused and down to earth kind of thing. So it's like, I don't know, why are you giving me these 2 messages? So Spirit answered, as humans, we often feel it's one or the other. We're either serious people that are mature and we work hard and we're serious, or we're fun people and then we're not serious. We love to laugh and be silly, but don't count on us because we're too busy having fun. So this is almost like Mr. I'm saying Mr., but it could be Mrs., it could be anything. But let's, for want of a better analogy, we've got Mr. serious and boring over here, and Mr. fun and what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit? Unreliable, thank you, over here. And Spirit's just said, but they coexist inside of you simultaneously. So what Spirit's saying, and I just felt drawn to switch the cards over because I kind of almost wanted to mix the energy. And Spirit's like, the energy doesn't, like the cards, obviously I can't mix the cards and make a new card out of them. But that's Spirit's way of showing me is that sometimes an aspect of us is serious. Sometimes an aspect of us can be quite fun and silly. Different ones will actually come to the forefront at different times and different situations. Spirit is bringing contrast to your attention at this new moon. Now, interestingly enough, the new moon is all about setting your intentions, setting your goals, your dreams, you know, making a wish list of what you would like your life to look like or be like, what you'd like to do or achieve. And Spirit's saying, make sure there's a little bit of everything on that list. A little bit of the mundane, a little bit of the serious, a little bit of the practical, yet also a little bit of the magical, a little bit of fun, a little bit of frivolness. I'm not sure if that's actually frivolity. Not actually sure what the word is, but you know, a little bit of bling. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit just makes me laugh. So a little bit of bling, my friends. But frivolness, you know the word I'm trying to say. I'm sure you're all shouting at it, shouting it out for me. Because both are part of you. Both are part of all of us. And I'm wondering if some of you have adapted, this is me, or this is me. And you don't feel that you can be the other way when you're around people. And that's sad, because Spirit actually just showed me a person at work, barely smiles, very down to earth, very, very good at their job, very reliable. And then that same person at home alone by themselves in front of the TV, losing it laughing, like literally rolling on the couch laughing, like where your stomach hurts. And yet that person never shows other people that side of them. Because there's the belief that if we are like this, if we show people a serious side to us, they'll think, what? And then suddenly we lose our identity. Same if it's the other way around. And there's a sense here, pole number 3, a sense of being afraid of losing your identity. Now, you've got the North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. And I feel this is Spirit's way of saying, your identity comes from both. By actually discarding an aspect of yourself or never showing an aspect of yourself, that's not being authentic. That's when you lose an aspect of yourself. Stepping out of your comfort zone. See, your comfort zone might be just being silly, because then people don't rely on you. They, oh, she's just the party one, he's just the party one. Oh, great for a laugh, but yeah, don't ask them to do anything because they probably won't do it properly. Or that's become your description. And we often have trouble changing the narrative. Thank you, Spirit, that's brilliant. Changing the narrative that other people have on us or that we have on ourselves. And so this is going to require you, pole number 3, to get out of your comfort zone. This is going to require that you be honest and truthful about who you are. And will people be surprised and shocked? Yes. But they'll get over it. And then suddenly they'll change. Because when you put an authentic person in a room, not everybody might suddenly become authentic, but a lot of masks will drop. Because it's almost like by having that one person that is really genuine, it gives everybody else permission to be genuine. And I feel that's what you're going to be doing. I feel like there's this sense in helping yourself become more authentic and more aligned and more real. You're actually going to help others do the same. And I think this is why you can expect powerful change. I think this powerful change is not just the change in you, but the ripple effect that that has on everything in your life, because you have embraced who you are. Now, when I say you've changed, it's not that you're putting on another mask or you're trying on another personality or character. It's just that you've opened up. You are tapping more and more into your authentic self. And the more you open, the more you change. So your soul doesn't change. But as you open, the way you think, the way you do things, all changes. And that change in you, that openness, that expansion, that energy being released, then ripples out into your world and your life changes. My friends, I'm not often called to sort of draw on my story, but his spirit said, you know, would you mind? I had a wonderful job that I loved, and it suited me when I started it, and I blossomed into it. But I realized so many years down the track that it wasn't who I was anymore. And at first, I became harder. I became more firm and more set in my ways because I could feel myself unraveling. So then I tightened the coil even more, if that was at all possible. And, you know, to say I was uptight would have been an understatement. And it took a lot of courage and awareness to allow myself to unravel. And leaving that job, which was not easy because it was well paid and I'd been there a long time, really helped in that. It kind of like sealed the deal. And I moved to another country. People didn't know me. And so I found then that, I'm talking within weeks, everything unraveled. Because there was nobody to kind of go, well, you would normally do this, or you would normally say this. Nobody knew me apart from my partner, and obviously that relationship didn't withstand that level of change. And now I can see why. You know, this is how we create a life for ourselves, but not based in our authentic self. And when we tap into our authentic self, things fall away because they're not aligned with us. And so in this unraveling, I let go of the job, I let go of the country I was living in, I got to the new country and let go of the partner that I had. And these were all things that I had had for a long time. Now, I'm not saying a long time is 2 or 3 years. The relationship was 10 years. No, the relationship was 12 years and the job was 10. So I'm talking a long time. And I literally went back to zero, if you like, where it was like, I don't know who this person is. Literally, my friends, I kid you not. I would be like, I don't know what to do because I don't know who I am. And I had to reacquaint myself with myself. And I know that sounds ridiculous. But this is, and I feel like if we talk to people, this is really common at the moment. We are all going through some level of unraveling, some level of discovering, okay, well, what do I want then? Like, what am I trying to achieve? And it takes time. And I feel that, you know, a year later, 2 years later, I'm still discovering that. I have a greater understanding of me. And do you know, this lesson was so difficult to learn that I am so mindful about not creating a new coil. I try to leave myself as open as I can. If I don't know, I say that I don't know. If I can't make a decision, then I try to wait until I have additional information, or I dig deep to see, why can't I make the decision? Do I not have the information I need, or is there still something in me that is blocking me? But I try to be honest with myself, with my weaknesses and with my strengths. I don't always manage, my friends. I don't at all. But I try. And it's funny now because I've been now for, quite a while listening to spirit, and we can all, I know that I channel my messages and it seems like, oh, you've got such a gift. We all have this ability, my friend. I never thought, when I was going to do my tarot cards, I never thought that I would be channeling messages. I sat there and tried to learn the meaning of each card. And do you know, I struggled. I thought, oh my goodness, I am not a dumb person, but I don't know why none of this sits with me. I can't remember any of it. It doesn't make sense. I can't, and I couldn't do it. And then I started doing long readings for myself where I sat there. I didn't look at any books. I just was like, right, you're just going to sit there until something comes through for that card. And it did eventually, little by little. And then when I sat to do my very first reading for YouTube, it was a pick a card. Actually, last June I started. And I thought, I'm just going to do a test run to see what happens. And I put no expectations on myself because I thought, I'm just doing a test run. And I did I did the shuffling and all that kind of thing. And then I just got into it and it flowed. It came out of nowhere. I channeled the whole 4 pick a card piles. And at the end, I remember saying to my mum, it wasn't me, Mum. I wouldn't even have known how to say half those things. I just don't even know where the meanings of the cards came from. And pole number 3, I hope you don't mind me sharing so much of my story with you, but I think on some level, this is where you are at. I'm wondering if some of you are unraveling. If some of you are discovering, gosh, there's aspects of myself that I've denied myself. I haven't been true to myself, and therefore I haven't been true to the people that are actually in my life. And it brings powerful change. Now, I'm not at all saying, pole number 3, that your journey is going to be like mine. But when Spirit does ask me if I will share an anecdote of my life or my journey with my listeners, which, by the way, I always say yes, because I believe when I'm asked, there is a genuine requirement for it. And yes, so I was saying, it doesn't mean it's going to happen like it did for me, but I think on some level, maybe my journey, speaking of my journey, will help you find the strength to allow yourself to unravel as well. Because, my friends, at this new moon, now this new moon is all about setting your intentions, setting your dreams and your goals. And you've got the Knight of Cups. And this is wearing your heart on your sleeve. This is an offering of love. So you are walking forth in the world with your heart in your hand, offering love, offering compassion. And you are moving forward on a path that fulfills you. There's a gentleness about this card, but there's also a determination. He's not rushing this step because he just wants to get to the other end. He's doing it purposely. He's doing it thoroughly and completely. And I think this is your energy pole number 3 at this new moon. I feel that you are going to be setting your intentions. You are going to be setting your goals and dreams, or coming into alignment with your goals and dreams, your purpose and your calling. Because you're in alignment with yourself. You're allowing all aspects of yourself to shine. And following the new moon, we have the waxing moon, and the waxing moon is when we take action on those intentions. It's the busy. It's like a busy. The new moon. These 2 weeks are busy weeks, and with the Magician here, I think it's going to be busy because I think you're going to be really busy manifesting a new life for yourself. And I think, pole number 3, that it might only be something small initially, but I feel that Spirit is bringing you something. I feel so emotional, my friends, but I feel that Spirit is bringing you a little something to show you how things can so easily fall into place when we are authentic, when we are being our authentic self. And sometimes that is, Spirit gives you space to unravel. Like I was given space to unravel. You know, I was given like a clean slate, which was so difficult in itself. But now when I look back with the beauty of hindsight, I had this beautiful clean slate that I could just almost go, right, Christelle, who do you want to be? Who are you? You can literally be anything. And I looked at aspects of myself, or aspects of being a human, aspects of being a woman, aspects of being somebody that wants to build their own business, an aspect of myself that really just wanted to do what I love, an aspect of myself that was really brave. And I looked at different, you know, different aspects of myself, and some of them were like, oh, well, that's not really me. That's just like, I would have liked to be like that, but it's not me. But I tried different things on for size, and some things sat with me so comfortably. Others felt like, oh, Christelle, you're doing this for other people. You know, you're doing this so that they think you're clever, or you're doing this so that they think whatever. So as I was doing it, I was very, very mindful, or I tried to be very, very mindful. And sometimes I didn't manage, but life had a way of showing me then how, oh, see, that wasn't authentic. And now I'm kind of somewhere I don't want to be, or something like that. Life will show you. And I think Spirit is bringing you that, whatever it is that you need, pole number 3, so that you can really align. I think the unraveling's happening, and then Spirit's going to show you how when you're in alignment, there's change. It ripples out into your world and things change. And then by the full moon, there's going to be an opening. This Three of Wands is your ships coming in. This is you looking at the horizon and going, oh, that's a good possibility. And I think this is where you're trying things on for size. The full moon is about forgiveness, gratitude, and releasing and letting go. And I think this is a longer journey, my friends, than just the 4 weeks in front of us. But I feel that this is snippets that keep you going on this journey, that keep you on this path. So you're going to see the change that happens when you align with yourself, when you are authentic and you're manifesting from a point of your truth. Things just have a way of coming to you. Opportunities. Things that you would have never thought in a million years. And I feel with this Three of Wands, I feel this is you expanding and opening even more. There's a lot of opening with this Knight of Cups. And this is even more evolving and more expansion. And that leads you to change your life. And I'm not saying that you'll throw everything away. I'm not saying, pole number 3, that you will be given a clean slate. Because it sounds wonderful, but it's very difficult to find yourself with nothing that you had previously. There's no tether to anything. So there's a lot of overwhelm and a lot of feeling incredibly lost. So some of you may go through that. Trust that you have the ability to go through that. But I think this Eight of Cups is you basically saying, these things no longer fulfill me, not who I am anymore. I've stepped out of my comfort zone. I've stepped out of my old habits and the way I thought I had to be, and I'm being genuine now. And in that genuineness, I'm being truthful to myself, and I'm seeing what things don't align with me. So there is a lot of change ahead of you, pole number 3. There is a lot of change upon you and a lot of change coming. But please, my friends, please, if you take anything from this reading, don't be afraid of the change, because the change is so aligned with who you are that after a moment of hesitation or the initial fear, what has changed kind of just fits you. So even though it feels overwhelming and it feels different, there will be a level of comfort in it. But this is all about the new you. And when I say the new you, it's the authentic you, tapping into that. Oh, such a blessing, pole number 3. I'm going to leave those messages there for you. Love, light and blessings, my friends. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 4. Welcome, my friends. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this new moon. We have the 4 of Wands, the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Actually, do you know, pole number 4, if you were at all drawn with this aventurine with pole number 3, go watch it. They had 4 wands and a cup, and you have the wand to begin with and then 3 cups. And just Spirit's just telling me there's a correlation. So if you're drawn to, go and listen to pole number 3. We have a time for healing, and the energy is gaining momentum. Yes. We have relax into the unknown, initiate with trust. Relax into the unknown and initiate with trust as the overall energy. And the other overall energy is transform old situations into new possibilities. Oh, excuse me, my friends. Let go of the past and become the present. Do you know pole number 4? The change that we are asked to embrace is the change of becoming authentically aligned. And it is huge, and it is the more and more of us that can tap into our authenticity, the more we will be changing this world of ours. And I know that's a big claim, but when you change yourself, you change your life, and therefore you impact others in a different way. So you've got relax into the unknown, initiate with trust. And do you know, I just see the Fool card. It's like relax, because pole number 4, I laugh sometimes with the images that Spirit gives me. Spirit's just shown me an image of somebody like it's almost like God hands, these big hands that have got this little human by the feet and is dragging them along. So you may as well relax, because either way, my friends, you're going into the unknown. Change is upon you, pole number 4. And we've all been going through this more or less. I think 2023 is our pivot year of, the universe is trying to get us in the right place and aligned with the right people. And there's a sense, my friends, that the only way that they can do that is when we all align authentically with who we are. We stop pretending to be what we're not. Initiate with trust. It's like, my friends, pole number 4, you don't know the way. You don't know what's going to happen. So you may as well just go in trusting and relaxing, just chill. And I'm a fine one to say that, because that's so hard to do. That's so difficult to do. Look at these. Look at these purples. You have a time for healing. The energy is gaining momentum, and you have relaxed into the unknown, initiate with trust. And relax into the unknown, initiate with trust is the overall energy. So Spirit wants you to apply this through everything that you are doing. Now you are going through, pole number 4, a time of healing, great healing. I feel that it's almost like there's enough hindsight now for you to understand why things had to happen the way that they happened. And there's a real sense of healing in that. I feel that there's an aha moment, but also a sense of, oh, okay, universe, okay, God, I understand. Because I think with hindsight, you can see that if that didn't happen, this couldn't have happened, that couldn't have happened, and you can't be where you are now. And do you know what that does, pole number 4? It gives you this energy. And this energy, I always see this a bit like a phoenix. It's not. But it's almost like this bird looks pretty big to me. So I'd imagine that takeoff was pretty difficult. It was like heavy. And I feel that's when we start to change. And what I mean by change is when we start to open up, when we start to trust, when we start to look at ourselves in a really authentic way, we're taking off. It's difficult. It's the heaviest part because we don't know quite what we're doing. We don't quite trust, but we don't not trust either. We don't quite believe, but we do believe in a sense. So we're quite mixed up. We're a little bit of everything because there's a whole lot of hope mixed up in that. We hope that our trust is well placed. We hope that we can fly. We hope that working on ourselves and doing the inner work leads to more peace and joy and happiness. But it's not a known yet. So there is doubt and hope mixed together. But as you start to rise, you know, as this bird starts to rise, the winds, the draft catches them. And therefore they weigh the same, but they are lighter. And so it becomes easier. And I find the more you look within yourself, the easier it is to see within yourself. And so this is almost like you're rising as the phoenix, like you will eventually rise high enough where there is actually nothing holding you back. I don't know if you've ever seen a pelican. You look at a pelican take off. It's heavy and it flaps its big wings and it's heavy. Now, have you seen a pelican when it's caught? I don't know what I call it a draft, but I don't think it is a draft. It's kind of like it's not the wind either. I don't like the highs and lows, or I don't know what it is, but it glides. They hardly flap their wings at all. And you just see them and they kind of spiral around, and it is beautiful. It is, you know, if you've seen them take off from the ground or from the water, you're just like, how? And that's where you're headed, pole number 4. It gets easier and easier and easier. But there's that taking off point and that rising point that is difficult. And if you can stick with it, trust, that's where the magic happens. That's when the unknown becomes known, because we still don't know the future. Nothing's certain. But our trust is certain. We know we can trust. And when you trust, not from a place of please, I am trusting universe, I'm trusting, please don't let me down, please don't let me down. You know, there's trust in that, but there's a whole lot of hope, and there's a little bit of desperation, a lot of fear. But when you just genuinely trust, that's when the magic happens. And that's where you get this energy, my friend, of transform old situations into new possibilities. The card says, let go of the past and become the present. And this is within you. You know, this is kind of like a red orange. So it's very much your root chakra and your sacral. And it's very grounded. They're our, you know, the first three chakras are very much our humanness, if you want for a better word. They're very much grounded in our reality. They're very much, they're called the base chakras because they're kind of like instinctual. So this is very different energy to this, because I'm seeing this is very much your crown chakra. Very much connected to the what is, to the unknown, and to the trusting. So there's a sense that when we trust, when we connect with the all that is, that's what our crown chakra does. Our crown chakra connects us to spirit, to the universe, to God. And it works both ways. So it's like we're connected to the above and we're connected to the earth. Our lower chakras connect us to the earth. Our root chakra grounds us. And that's when we are at our most vibrant. That's when we are at our most what am I trying to say? Or how can I say this, Spirit? When we're at our most aligned with the all that is. And the energies, our energies rise, because there's no blockages. There's no, it's not that they rise, our energy levels rise because there's no blockages. There's nothing stopping us. So everything moves fluidly. And that's when we don't hold onto the old or the new. We trust that new possibilities will come, but we're not too hung up on what they look like or how or when. And we let go of the old. We extract the lessons from it, the wisdom from it, and then we just let them go. Let go of the past and become the present. And that's a present in your life, as in a present with, you know, a bow, a gift. When you are no longer dragging your past experiences into every present situation, the present becomes magical, and it is a gift. It is literally just all potential. Take that in for a moment, pole number 4. Your present is all potential. And it takes letting go of the past to access that. Because if not, you come to every present situation with the baggage and the trauma and the emotions from your past, and they tint, they flavor your present moment. And if this present moment triggers a bad past memory, then that flavor in the present moment is going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, regardless of what that present moment is. This is how we let ourselves down. This is how we set ourselves up to fail, because we're not looking at the present situation with all its possibilities as a new thing. We're looking at it tinted with our past experiences if we haven't healed them and let them go. So then the present moment becomes a field of triggers. instead of a gift. Now at the full moon you've got the at the new moon you've got the Four of Wands. The waxing moon you've got the Two of Cups. The full moon you've got the Ten of Cups. And then the waning moon you've got the Queen of Cups. What beautiful energy. So what is all this work for? Why relax into the unknown? Why trust? Why let go of the old, heal the old? Because at this new moon, now the new moon, my friends, is all about setting your intentions, setting your goals, your dreams, your wishes. You know, making a wish list. Looking at what do I want now? And you've got the Four of Wands, which for me is like a portal to a complete new life. So pole number 4, if you want a complete new life, it's on the cards, literally. And then you can take that to whatever extent you want. You might just want a new relationship. You just might want new friends. You might want a new environment. However it sits with you. And that's not you placing limits on yourself. It's whatever is authentically aligned with you. So at the time of this new moon, you're really going to be looking at, wow, what do I want? Because it's almost like you've got the doorway to, there's infinity, my friends. What would you like? And I'm not saying pole number 4 that you're going to get everything, but that's how open you will be once this healing and once this work happens, when you embrace it from this kind of energy. You're going to look at everything as a possibility, as a potential opportunity. Now the week after the new moon is a very active week. It's the waxing week, and that's when we generally take action. We start to look at how we can make these goals and wishes you know, real, what steps we can take towards them in the now. And you've got the Two of Cups. And this is Spirit telling me that you will be offering and others will be offering you the possibility for fulfillment. This could be in relationships. This could be in a job. It can be in a partnership, romantic or otherwise. It can be really anything. But it's fulfilling. And I feel it brings you fulfillment and it brings others fulfillment. So it's like this win-win situation. Now these people look quite different than each other because it shows that we don't have to be the same in order to be aligned. But in your reading, Spirit's telling me that don't be surprised if this doesn't look like what you had in mind. Remember, relax into the unknown. So I'm going to say it will look different than what you expected. It might take a different turn. You know, as you're taking off, things are difficult. So you might set your sights a little lower than where you could set them. And Spirit saying, no, as you rise, everything will become easier. Set your sights high because that's where you're going. So it's going to bring you opportunities that might stretch you a little bit, pole number 4, but you'll be able to do it. Initiate with trust. Go into it trusting that you have what it takes. that this is in real alignment with you. Because then at the full moon, at the clarity, you've got the 10 of Cups. Complete and utter fulfillment, whatever that means for you, pole number 4, because we are all fulfilled by something different. You know, some of us want family, some of us want career, some of us want it all, some of us want a quiet life in the country, some of us want the busyness of a city. What fulfills us as individuals is very different for everybody. And that's what makes the world such an interesting place. And at the full moon, this is a time where you let go. This is a time where you offer forgiveness. You give gratitude. And I feel that in this energy, I just feel like you're going to have so much to be grateful for. And I just feel like you'll be so grateful that you let go of all those things that no longer serve you. And the old emotions that were attached to an old experience that no longer means anything. And I'm wondering, in some way of reaching this fulfillment, of really coming to a place where there is a lot of fulfillment in your life, I think it's going to really help you transform those old situations even more. And it brings you even more new possibilities, because then you've got the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is that receptive energy. The queens are open to receiving. The queens know that they will receive what they need to receive in order to keep moving forward on their journey. Now, this Queen of Cups, she is an emotional queen. She operates with her feelings, with her intuition. She knows her emotions guide her on these old situations, because your old experiences sit in emotions in you. That's how you know what's locked in you and what needs to be released. The emotion is there just so that you can access it and go, okay, why do I keep having this emotion when somebody says this word or when somebody does this? And then you might go, oh gosh, that reminds me of my ex and when they used to do this or this. Oh, I haven't healed that. So it's not what the person's doing now that is the issue. It's that there's still something that you're holding on to from your ex, or from a past job, or just a situation, a past hurt, a past trauma. And so the Queen of Cups uses her emotions to understand better what she needs to let go of, because she understands that in order to receive, she must make space for it. So when the tide goes out, she makes sure that she allows the things that no longer serve her to go out with the tide. So when the tide comes back in, she's got space for what that tide is bringing her. There's going to be a lot of new in your life, pole number 4. And it is fulfilling. It is wonderful. And right now, I feel that you're really at the allowing process. You're at that healing process. You're looking at those emotions and how you can transform them, how you can let them go. What are you still holding on to that doesn't serve you? So you can make your wishes and dreams and goals from this place of alignment with your authentic self, alignment with the ones are your calling, your purpose, your passions. What gets you fired up and what gets you out of bed in the morning? The things that you love. And aligning with that and your authentic self just opens you up to fulfillment, my friends. Complete fulfillment. Now, I said over a 4-week period, I feel this journey might be a little bit longer than that, but not for all of you. So just take the energies as they come, and remember, there's always divine timing, so we need to allow for that, my friends. What a reading. What a reading to finish on. I think this trust and this relax into the unknown is just going to benefit you so much. And I think also this Queen of Cups, with this energy of looking at the emotions and seeing what old situation is trapped in them, so you can go, oh, okay, I'm going to heal and let that go, because it is a time for healing, and the energy is gaining momentum to just stunning results. Oh, I'm going to leave you with those messages, pole number 4. Thank you for such a beautiful energy to end these readings with. Love, light and blessings, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.